This is the Grand Circle, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. And in the next 15 minutes, we are crossing 2 billion years of Earth's history. A journey carved by wind, water, and fire. Just beyond Las Vegas, Nevada, the desert ignites at Valley of Fire State Park. Here, 150-million-year-old sandstone dunes have hardened into waves of flame. Iron oxide stains the rock in vivid crimsons and burnt oranges, as though the earth itself still burns from within. This isn't just scenery, it's memory, written in stone. An hour into Utah, the landscape flips. Black lava flows collide with white Navajo sandstone. Fire met sand here and froze mid-conversation. It's quiet, stark, almost minimal, and this is just the beginning. Zion rises like a cathedral. Massive sandstone monoliths stretch toward the sky, glowing gold in the morning light. The Virgin River winds through the canyon floor, carving one of the most dramatic landscapes in North America. Here, every step feels like a pilgrimage, a reminder of nature's power to uplift and humble. Farther north, the earth turns whimsical at Bryce Canyon National Park. Bryce Canyon looks almost fictional. Thousands of hoodoos, delicate spires of limestone, rise like a silent city of stone. Frost and rain, expanding and contracting, have sculpted this amphitheater grain by grain. At sunrise, the hoodoos ignite in shades of orange and rose, as if the earth itself is catching fire. At dusk, they cool into violet shadow. And for a few minutes, it feels like you're standing inside a living painting. This is a place where silence feels ancient, where erosion becomes art, where time reveals its most delicate work. Ravens ride thermals above the canyon rim. Mule deer wander through forests of ponderosa pine. Bryce is not a canyon carved by a river, but a plateau slowly dissolving, a reminder that even mountains are temporary. And standing here, looking out over this maze of stone, you realize something. This isn't just erosion, it's time made visible. Highway 12 threads along the Razorback Ridge known as the Hogback near Escalante. On either side, vast emptiness. Nearby, Singing Canyon turns wind into music, a natural sandstone chamber where even a whisper echoes. Capitol Reef hides one of the Southwest's biggest secrets. A 100-mile wrinkle in the Earth's crust bends the landscape like a frozen wave. This is the Water Pocket Fold, a geologic monocline formed millions of years ago. White domes resemble the U.S. Capitol, giving the park its name. Desert orchards planted by early settlers still bloom in spring, a fragile green ribbon against the red rock vastness. This is a land of contrasts, rugged cliffs, fertile valleys, and a geologic story 500 million years in the making. Here, time feels layered, human history resting lightly atop ancient stone. East of Capitol Reef, the landscape becomes otherworldly. Caneville Mesa and Factory Butte rise from a barren plain like monuments on a distant planet. Their gray and blue clay slopes, carved by erosion, create a lunar terrain, stark, silent, and mesmerizing. Factory Butte rises alone, sculpted by wind into a fortress of silence. No crowds, no noise, just scale. In a remote corner of Utah, the landscape turns strange, almost mischievous. This is Goblin Valley, where imagination takes form. Thousands of mushroom-shaped formations, the goblins, stand frozen in time. Some stand tall and thin, others squat low to the ground like ancient guardians frozen mid-step. From above, it looks like a crowd gathered in silence. Up close, it feels different. You can walk among them. No marked paths, no railings, just you and the stone. Each formation was carved by millions of years of erosion. Wind and water have sculpted these whimsical shapes for millions of years, creating a playground of stone unlike anywhere else on Earth. As shadows stretch across the valley, the goblins seem to come alive, shifting personalities with every angle of light. Photographers wait for twilight when shadows stretch long and dramatic. This is erosion as art, playful yet ancient. Next stop is at Arches National Park. This realm is a masterpiece of natural architecture. More than 2,000 stone arches rise from the desert, each one a triumph of erosion and patience. Each arch is a fleeting sculpture, born from fractures in sandstone and shaped by relentless weather. At Delicate Arch, silhouetted against a burning sunset, visitors gather in quiet awe, united by the fragile improbability of stone balanced against gravity. Here, the desert feels eternal. Just beyond Arches National Park lies Canyonlands National Park. Carved by the Colorado and Green Rivers, Canyonlands is a labyrinth of mesas, buttes, and canyons. From Island in the Sky Mesa, the horizon stretches in every direction. The land falls away in vast tiers of crimson and shadow. Far below, rivers continue their slow work, the patient architects of the Southwest. This is erosion on a continental scale. At Mesa Arch, the first light of morning ignites the stone in brilliant orange. For a few minutes, the arch frames a canyon that seems endless, a window into deep time. And standing here, you begin to understand something. This isn't just a national park, it's a vast geological story, still being written, slowly, patiently, one grain at a time. Less traveled, yet equally majestic, Valley of the Gods stands in quiet dignity. It is a place where solitude becomes a companion. Stone towers rise from desert plains, silent monuments shaped by the same forces that carved their more famous neighbor, Monument Valley. Nearby, the small town of Mexican Hat takes its name from a perfectly balanced rock formation shaped like a sombrero. At Gooseneck State Park, the San Juan River twists through deep meanders carved over 300 million years, a geological masterpiece visible from a single overlook. 1,000 feet down, the river moves, inch by inch, shaping stone. There are landscapes you recognize instantly, and then there is Monument Valley. Long before it became an icon of the American West, before film crews, before postcards, these sandstone buttes stood alone against the desert sky. The Mittens rise more than 1,000 feet from the valley floor, solid, immovable, timeless. But they were not built in a day or even an era. They are the remnants of an ancient plateau, slowly eroded by wind and water, shaped by time into isolated giants. At sunrise, the desert glows deep crimson. Shadows stretch for miles across the sand, and silence settles in, not empty, but full. This is Navajo land, a sacred homeland within the Navajo Nation. These formations are not just monuments of stone. They are woven into stories, ceremonies, and identity. The wind moves softly across the plateau. A raven circles overhead. Somewhere in the distance, a horse's silhouette cuts across the horizon. The valley feels cinematic, yes, but standing here, it feels something else. Grounded, ancient, alive. As the sun climbs higher, colors shift from red to amber to gold. The buttes cast sharp lines across the earth, like sundials measuring the day. And for a moment, time slows. You stop narrating in your mind. You stop comparing. You just stand. In Monument Valley, scale isn't only vertical, it's historical, spiritual, human. And when you finally turn to leave, fade behind you, it stays with you, quietly. Near Page, Arizona, the Colorado River curves gracefully around a sandstone cliff at Horseshoe Bend, a perfect meander carved by relentless flow. It took millions of years to draw that line. Downstream, Marble Canyon marks the beginning of the Grand Canyon, its walls rising in smooth, polished layers. Lake Powell, created by the Glen Canyon Dam, stretches like a sapphire ribbon through a maze of red rock canyons. Blue against red, Lake Powell brings water to the desert. Antelope Canyon is a world of flowing sandstone. A slot canyon sculpted by flash floods into smooth, swerving curves. Light beams descend from above, illuminating the walls in shades of gold, violet, and amber. A natural cathedral carved by water. And finally, the journey reaches its crescendo, the Grand Canyon. One of the greatest natural wonders on Earth, it stretches 277 miles, revealing nearly 2 billion years of geological history. Standing at the rim, the scale is overwhelming, a reminder of our smallness and of nature's boundless power. This is the Grand Circle, a testament to time, to beauty, and to the enduring spirit of the American Southwest.